stopping nobody's money on this app. I also enjoy giving kudos to those who assist in helping other people. But I'm not going to stand on the side of somebody that has any of those type of charges. Because the question I'm gonna ask is, why is they there first and foremost? If you're saying it didn't, how did it even got there? Secondly, I don't care what Kev do. I don't care. I can't fuck with nobody with them type of charges, period. Whether you was charged for it or you wasn't, I'm not fucking with it. I ride for my kids at motherfucking dawn, and I be damned. If you have a hangout, kick it, chill, none of that. We ain't doing it. I'm sorry. We ain't doing it. We ain't doing it.
Empress, and that
now
goes
what
to my
other
point.
people do, they free to do it. I'm not in control of that.
But and Empress, and this is why I love this conversation. I love when we can talk without arguing and have an open conversation. I'm loving this. That goes to my point.
You just trying to keep my ass on here. You get on my fucking nerves.
I don't want to go live for real, but I will if you want me to. Whenever you're really ready to get off, just tell me and I'll go live. But my thing is, and this is no offense to anybody else, it's blowing me that it's being a problem as far as when a motherfucker's mad. I don't think for one split second that anybody that's doing all of this talking now didn't know this before, and this is to Rick specifically, before a motherfucker had an event with this motherfucker, before a motherfucker attached their name to it, before any of this, a motherfucker knew that. It shouldn't be said now that a motherfucker that made these memes and shit, now it's a problem. That's my only thing. Like,
wait a minute, what do you mean? You saying because the
motherfucker made put Rick up in the stress, motherfucker played with Nitra. Now everybody is bringing back up, oh shit, baby, you knew what the fuck was going on before you had that motherfucker players ball walk into the door with him. I'm so sorry to be blunt as I can. Before any of a motherfucker knew. I don't care about all the I don't know and I don't care. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at it like a motherfucker get mad and now they trying to bring it up when these motherfuckers knew before. Period. It didn't come out after the ball. Even if that part specifically came out after the ball, a motherfucker knew what the fuck time it was. Please.
It may be, but I think people are just choosing not to. I think a lot of people chose not to say something. I think they tired of him nicking at him.
And that's where it becomes
I think the problem, I'm going to keep it a bad. I'm going to put it on the floor. I think motherfuckers is tired of him steady poking, and niggas is saying, okay, well, pow, now I got to hit you because now we asked you to motherfucking stop.
Hey, somebody called me.
They don't really give a fuck about the situation. They just give a motherfucker about themselves. Like, y'all don't give a fuck about protecting a victim, protecting the next child, protecting this. It's giving me slander because the motherfucker's antagonizing y'all. That's what it's giving me.
Slander? Wait a damn minute.
It's giving me a motherfucker keep being mad. The pictures that I saw, and it's no shade to Nitra or nothing, but a motherfucker was in a...
So let me ask you this, Bray. Wasn't it slander when he was steady dragging other people? Wasn't that slander? Wasn't he steady constantly dragging Nitra just because? Wasn't it slander when he was dragging all the... This is no different. You know how this motherfucking shit work. When you get popped, you get popped.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm clocking about it. Like, I can just see it for what it really is. It's not that a motherfucker give a fuck about a victim. It's not that a motherfucker give a fuck about
I give a fuck about a victim.
It's just that a motherfucker give a fuck like...
I don't play that shit. Not with no motherfucking kids. I don't play that shit.
Yeah, it's not giving me y'all give a fuck about the actual victims. It's not giving me you give a fuck about protecting people. It's giving me this bitch keep playing with my name, so I'm about to play with his back. That's what it's giving me.
And that's what I said in the video. I said when, and I'll be specific, I said when Rick and Kev were arguing with each other, it was fine. Both of them were doing their big thing with each other. But as soon as Kev dropped those cartoons, it just blew up.
It was already blowing up. That's false. They were already going at odds, and they were at each other. They was at each other all behind Slim. He wanted Slim to leave his wife's name out his mouth. He did not want his wife's name on this app. But because they had a conversation and that he was not happy with that conversation, they have been going at each other since then. It has now reached the pipe has burst. They've been going at it. Oh, they've been going at it ever since he felt like he accepted Slim's apology. It's been up and stuck ever since then. Let's not play games here because we all been on this app, and I'll recap it. They've been at it since then.
Lock in.
I agree with you on that.
They've been going back and forth. Him and Miss Nitra been going back and forth. I feel, damn, Poetic just happened to catch a casualty. Slim, all three of them, they all been going back and forth. I think that they have just got tired. Like Bray said, it's like, okay, the only question that needs to be asked is, do y'all care about the victim? Other than that, they all been going back and forth. That he's dragged the shit that he wanted to drag, they didn't drag shit. He said, hey, you don't own the house. He came to show documentation that he owned the house. They've been going at it.
Right.
They've been at it.
He's not
Ever
doing
since
nothing
this
besides
players
trying to
ball
make
hit the
money though,
fan,
Kev.
it's up.
Kev, I'm watching Kev. I watch everybody in their actions and what they're doing. Kev is trying to make money off of other people's names. That's it. That's all. So it's like every day he's going to pick.
Clock in.
Whoever gives him a response, that's therefore, okay, now he got something to go off of. Kev is doing nothing except using people's name to make money. Anybody who responds and gives him that is giving him what the fuck he wants. He's not doing it for no other reason besides this. This.
But he said that today. He said while people running his mouth, running his name in their mouth, he's making money. He said that today.
Don't be mad when shit come out. You can't get mad when you're trying to make that money and they come jab the hell out of you. Suck it up and keep making that money. Because that's what you want. You want to make the money, so make the money. Don't be mad what comes when you making that money. Because if we're going to put it on the floor, then we're going to be
He can't
truthful.
possibly be mad. This is what he wants.
You
That's part of it.
cannot, after
He can't
you've
be
been
mad.
at it for this long, expect him not to say shit.
Exactly. He can't be mad at it. But I'm just watching the energy behind it. The energy behind it is not giving me give a fuck about victims at all. It's
Welcome
not
back to
giving
the
me
panel
give a
too,
fuck
East.
about. It's not even giving me spread awareness. It's giving me get him back for him talking about us. That's what it's giving me. That's why I'm just looking at it like, okay, this is just some typical messy talk shit. I could see if a motherfucker was genuinely concerned about children or victims or the next mother. It's not giving me that. It's giving me, you talk shit about me, you keep talking shit about me, bitch, we about to try to fry you and bring out this old shit that Kiana said. That's what it's giving me.
And that's what I just said. We all saying the same thing. I just said that was what you all said. Both of them were going tit for tat with each other. And then once Kev changed and started doing the cartoon characters, it just was even more because everybody was going back and forth with each other.
The kids. Yeah. You there? I don't think she's right there. So go ahead.
Yeah, so does anybody care about the kids or the little girl or any future
Wait a minute,
kids?
what happened? Did I miss something?
She was just telling you to mute up because we can hear you.
But the noise.
Yeah, we hear your background. She just wanted you to mute up. But my thing is, I don't think a motherfucker give a fuck if motherfuckers trying to find a victim. If motherfuckers trying to find a victim, get the victim here, get their testimony for messy talk. It's not giving me give a fuck about the victim. I'm so sorry. I'm being so blunt right now. Maybe the Casa's talking because I really like. If I'm on anybody's side, it will be the side against Kev. Like I don't fuck with Kev. I don't like how much teeth he's missing. I don't like the shit he do, bitch. I don't like that bald head. I don't like nothing about Kev. But also, I'm just being very blunt. Seriously.
But then we would have to be very blunt about everyone and when they bring everyone else's business here too, though, Bray, right?
Correct. They always are. We always are.
But at the end of the day, over here, you already know how I rock. It's always about the children. So if that's what it is, then it is what it is. I can't speak for them and why they're doing it because they've been going at each other for shit. We've been at this for almost damn near getting ready to come up on
But why
the
would
year.
anybody be trying to bring a victim to the forefront to get their testimony if they didn't do a damn testimony in actual court? That would be my question.
I do believe she's a dote now.
I don't give a fuck if she was a dope now. I don't give a
Shut
fuck.
your ass up.
I don't understand. Like it's not giving me what they're wanting it to give. But it is just me, but respectfully.
Then we'll get the truth.
Yeah, that would be re-traumatizing.
Welcome, East Texas, back to the panel. I got a question real quick for the comment cousins. All of you guys that do since December, have you guys been campaigning in every comment section, letting everybody...
Hell no, I already answered the question for you. Moving on.
No, they didn't.
Hell no.
Okay, never mind.
What's up, East?
Nothing. Someone was like, come to the lie. They was talking about something. I guess what Bray was talking about, but speaking of that, oh, they knew, but when they got mad at him, they wanted to bring it up. And the thing is that I didn't know shit.
You specifically at all?
I know. Yeah, I didn't know shit. Rick, from what Rick told me, which I believe Rick is that Omar brought this up when Omar and Kev got into it. And Rick went into Omar's live and he started talking about those charges. And Rick said, I know you fucking lying. I will say that I knew something of it because I talked to Kev personally months ago when it first happened, when Kiana first happened. But I just took what Kev told me is that Kiana was just pissed off at him or whatever, but he was going to sue her. So
right there is exactly that's where you and Rick. So I didn't know he said it to you too. So that's my thing though. So
yeah,
y'all kind of knew of it, but y'all took Kev's word versus you feel me doing the research.
Yeah,
like,
yes,
Kev
because
was like, bruh, she tried, because I heard Rick say, he was like, when he heard about it, Kev was like, Kiana just trying to do this, blah, blah, blah. He was like, bro, I got your back. It is what it is. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. That's the discrepancy.
Yeah, it was
like, it's like y'all took his side without doing your own research.
Yeah, but I could tell you something. I don't really if somebody I'm cool with, I know personally outside of TikTok tells me that they didn't do something. Just like Break I was talking to you and you told me that something. I'm not going to go research you for what? If you told me, why would you lie to me? So I'm not going to research you because somebody told me something about you. If I know you, mean you talking, we laugh and whatever, and I've been there for you and you've been there for me. What the fuck I'm gonna research you for? If you told me it ain't true, you have no reason. What are you gonna lie to me for?
So then it's gonna go to why is the research being done now?
But because nobody. That's the problem. Is that people think that Rick or myself we didn't research anything. So
but I'm asking now. So now would be the question: why is the research being done now?
Who is doing the research though, Bray?
Whoever found the video of Kiana and played.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody sent the video.
A comic cousin sent it, Bray.
Yeah, Omar played it first in his live a couple of days ago because him and Kev was into it, and he resurfaced this. Omar did, and Rick said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He was in Omar's live. It's recorded.
And East Texas, you know I fuck with you stuff. You know that.
Yeah.
So my question is, and when it comes to some shit like this, if a motherfucker tell you that your friend has, these essay allegations against a child.
No one told me that, bro.
Yeah.
No one told me that.
No, I'm
Kev,
saying, but
Kev
told you that Kiana was trying to do it.
But he didn't say essay though. He said no. He didn't tell us essay. He said that she was trying to. His exact words was she on some bullshit because I'm on her ass and about to do it. And she trying to bring up something about some fucking kids. I don't know what the fuck she talking about. I said about some kids. Right. My first thought I asked him was, "Oh, she talking about that shit about you whooping your kids with her?" I said, "No, it's about some kids and talk about something inappropriate. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about." So I said, "Oh," I was like, "What? You don't know what she's talking about?" He's like, "No, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, I said women get emotional. They'll say anything to get aroused out of you. Just probably try." And that's it. I left it alone. He didn't say nothing else. I didn't hear anything else about it. He didn't go into detail. It wasn't about no essay. It wasn't about funneling. It wasn't nothing. Yeah. So I said, "Oh, okay, cool." I said, "We cool. I know Kev outside of TikTok. We done broke bread together. We done hung out together. We went to clubs together. Me and Kev have kicked it." So I'm like, "Okay, bro, if that's what you say, I'm not finna go be like, I don't know Kiana. I had never heard of Kiana's name until Kev told me. But I was like, who the hell are you arguing with? Cool, okay. I left it alone. I didn't hear nothing else about it. When Rick got that video, go ahead.
I'm saying, like, we on the same page. Like, I'm completely.
Yeah, and Bray, you, and like you say, you know me. You know, I'm not even in TikTok like that. I don't go TikTok.
Yeah,
I come now.
You're in the cut. You're in the cut.
Yeah, so
sure.
I don't know.
Thank you, Texas.
I don't hear people talking about this shit. So I'm like, okay, Kevin's my boy. Cool. I don't know nothing about what he's got going on. Like you, when me and you became cool, you told me something. What I do? I went to subscribe to the little thing.
Yeah, and
I'll support anybody that I fuck with. I will spend my money with you and fuck with you if I think you're a cool person. I told you personally, I want you to start being more positive because I don't like negativity. I need you to be more positive. I have no issue with Kev per se. The cartoons can't bother people. Like, oh, I'm a grown man. I don't care about them putting that stuff down. I have other shit going on in real life. I have companies I gotta run. I don't care nothing about that didn't bother me. What the thing is when I heard something about a kid, I'm like, Okay, and Rick got the video and he started reading the charges. All I said was, damn, that's crazy. He talking about this person, that person, and he got all this shit going on. I said, oh yeah, I really can't. We can never fuck around no more. This is what's going on. That's all I said. I didn't say nothing about researching them. I didn't say nothing about let's bring the girl on. I didn't say nothing about anything. I said that's fucked up and showed everybody messages between me and him. I didn't show his messages. And I would never show his messages because I don't get down like that. I don't rock like that. I would never talk about something somebody told me in private because that means that people can't trust me. So I would never talk about it. No matter how mad I get at Kevin, I would never expose anything Kevin has ever told me. Never. I will go to the grave with it.
Can I ask a question?
Okay. You can ask anything.
Okay, thank you.
So, it's just, I agree with you on that because it won't ever happen with me neither. I don't care what it is.
Okay.
Well, you just got to talk about me because I'm not releasing shit. I don't feel like I owe anybody that on this app. If that opposite person feel that, then it is what it is.
Okay, so if you say that Kev showed his text messages, but it looked like some of them were deleted and you never showed anything to actually prove it, we're just gonna take the word that some were deleted.
I didn't even say they was deleted, man. You misunderstood that. Braid King and HB them looked at the messages like we could tell he deleted messages. I said I don't got nothing to say. I'm not showing y'all anything. Okay. Braid King and HB said that. I didn't say anything.
That's all I was asking. If you just saying it looked like it, but there's no proof. We took automatically that it was, but there was no proof that it was.
No, I didn't say anything. Braid King and HB called me into the live. They had Slim call me on the phone. They called me in there. Braid King and HB said, I could tell that Kev was talking to you by your responses. Braid King said, yes. You can even see right here on this line where the messages was deleted. Braid King said, Miss East Texas, can you send us the messages that Kev deleted? I said, no.
Okay.
That's all I said.
So were messages deleted?
I again, like I told them, I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm one thing about me for the haters, I'm not Kev. So I'm not going to defend nor come. I just, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Whatever Kev showed y'all is what y'all got. And I'm not gonna go back and forth with that because that's not who I am. Because people who are friends with me, whether you're not anymore or whatever, I'm still not gonna betray the trust I once gave you.
Bitch, you don't do enough. What's next? Trying to start shit, bitch. If I want to start shit, I will, ho. We do too much, and bitch, you don't do enough. What's next, ho?
The messages that Kev sent me had nothing to do with kids or him being a pet. So there's no, I wouldn't even read those messages. So those were not the messages. These messages was some stuff just between me and Kev, whatever they were. And I would never tell anything that Kev has ever talked to me about. That's just not how I get down. I don't care what he says or what anybody else say or how y'all try to make it seem like he coming at me.
You was talking to Braid, and you was talking to Braid, and you said that Kev told you his response to that when Kiana first did that info.
You said what now?
You was talking to Braid, and you said that Kev told you his response to that when Kiana first did that info.
You said what now?
You said that Kev told you that his response to all of that when it first came out with Kiana, right?
Yeah, he just told us that it was nothing, that they was lying on him, and I said okay, yeah.
Okay, but he mentioned children because you said you never knew about it, but then you turned around and said yes, he mentioned about it.
He said it was about he said, yeah, they talking about inappropriate acts with a kid. I said, and I told him, I said, you talking about that stuff about you when you was whooping your son or something. And I was like, okay. That's your child too. He's like, nah, it's about some kids. That shit ain't true. She just making up some shit because she mad. Because it has something to do with real estate. He was on her ass about something and just being mad. And I knew that people was coming. He said that he was getting into it with some women about something. So I said, oh, again, I'm not a TikToker. I'm not on TikTok like that. So I'm listening to him. He's saying that it's some bullshit. And they just mad about something else, trying to destroy his platform or whatever. And I said, well, damn, that's crazy. You know, he was like, this how I make my money. They trying to get me taken down, trying to get a report. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So I don't have a reason to be like, oh, let me look you up, because he didn't mention nothing about no essay. He didn't mention nothing about no funding with kids. He just said it had something to do with him supposed to be doing something with a kid. And I said, I thought he was talking about with his kid, but then he brought up, just like when people said that Kel blamed it on his son. I said, he never blamed it on his son. I never heard him say that. But people in the comments tonight saying, yes, he did blame it. I'm like, I never heard that. So I'm not going to say he said that. Regardless how I feel about him, I've never heard Kev say his son did anything. So because I'm just not going to play them kind of games. So again, I went by what Kev said because I knew Kev personally. I don't know Keon. That was the first time I've heard her. I know that people will say stuff about somebody, and I never knew about she was reading documents. I thought this was just him and her going word for word. Kind of what Empress was saying. Ain't no paper and proof to it. It's just him and her. So I'm going to believe the person that's my friend. What reason he has to lie to me?
Okay.
The only reason to lie to me.
Okay, right there, that part. Okay, believed it then. What has changed to make you believe it now?
Because the paperwork, they came out and they read the paperwork. They read all 5 counts. They read it, and then somebody sent the paperwork, and you see the proof there. You see you see the seal, and you see everything. I've never saw any of this stuff. So because the paperwork there, and then it says no bill on there, and I know what a no bill means. So I'm like, God damn. And in my head, I'm thinking that me as a man, my name could never be attached to something like that, because I don't put myself in a space to be with a kid that I never dated their mom or anything like that. I had nothing to do with their family. So how did you even get around this child for these words on this paper to say this? And it says something about a counselor. So this little girl was speaking to a independent third party, telling her what, and it said his name each time the little girl spoke. Touch me on this, touch me on that. So it don't mention anybody else's name. I didn't know any of this. All this detailed stuff, I knew nothing of this. So that made me look at it like, what the hell? If even one thing is true, why were you around this child? Like, so okay, that's what changed.
My question, if you hear all of that now, if you say Kev mentioned to you about doing something to a kid back whenever that was said, that would not have made you question him? Because if you came to me as my friend and said, hey, so-and-so lying on me and saying I, did some inappropriate things or did something with a child, then I'm going to be like, what? They saying you did such and such. Yeah. And they dropped work. I'm going to want to.
No, he didn't say nothing about no paperwork though. So you're adding things to it.
No, because at the time that, let me just clear this up. At the time that this, all this that when Kiana did, it was also at the same time that Uchi was putting out, the DV with his wife, as well as some charges pertaining to his child and some abuse charges or something like that. So when it was said, because it was also said to a few other people just went on the call, everybody assumed that it was something that happened while he was married. Not at this capacity of this, but the moral of this story is, because we're going in circles at this point, is exactly what Braid King said. It's kind of like, yeah, we know this is what happened, but are we bringing awareness to what happened to the child? Is it being done because it's a jab, or is it because this is some serious shit? Because that's what it's boiling down to.
And I would say this for the haters to you, one thing. See, people think like it's for what's the name? See, the whole point y'all missing is that I stepped away from Kev. Kev didn't step away from me. I stepped away from Kev because and he keeps lying about it, but I told Kev, I said, bro, I get it. Those women came at you about your players ball. I get that, bro. And you got yours off. I told you, I get it, you mad. You spent your money. You got it off. Cool. But when he kept saying it, I said, bro, you can't keep calling these women B's and H's. This is before him and Rick had this conversation. This was before everything. I said, bro, you can't keep calling these women B's and H's, bro. He kept doing it. I went to Rick. I said, listen. I said, y'all do what y'all want to do, bro. Kev, keep calling these women B's and H's. I got to step back. I didn't go in Rick's live. I didn't go in Kev's live. Rick said, I understand, bro. You got to do what you got to do. I said, yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do, boy. I got a business and all this. I can't be around that B&H and calling these women out their name, talking about their kids and doing all this. Y'all, it's too much. I get it. I gave them some grace period for the what's name, but I can't do it no more. So for the haters, what y'all don't realize is that I walked away from Rick and Kev. I stepped back because I told Rick, you got to see this shit for yourself. I didn't go on Rick's live or Kev's live for months. I was out of the way. I didn't even come on TikTok. So you think
East Texas, and I don't want to lose the bet. What do you mean you stepped away from Rick and Kev? What did Rick do? Was it he wasn't stepping away from Kevin time enough? What's going on?
No. It was I stepped away because like I told Rick, he was still going in Kev's lives. They were still hosting lives together. And so I said,
fucking with Kev and his actions, like you literally was standing on business, like you don't.
Yeah, I said I can't. But I talked to Kev. He tried to play like I didn't talk to him. I talked to him. And I talked to Rick. I talked to both of them. And Rick can tell you, because Rick was like, well, I talked to Rick as well. I said, I can't, man. Y'all do I can't do this, bro. I said, I got 4 sisters and a mom. That the blatant disrespect, bitches and hoes, I can't do that. He said his piece. I told him I understood he was mad, he was in his feelings. I got that. I gave him that grace. But bro, you're continuing it way too much, bro. And I can't do this, bro. And so I supported Kev every day in his lives, but I said, bro, I gotta step away. When I stepped away, nobody even knew. I stepped away for almost 2 months. I didn't talk about Kev. I didn't talk about Rick. I didn't say anything. I just didn't come on in their lives. I stepped away. That was it. I was done with it. Then months later, Rick finally stepped away. And that was it. And then me and Rick started talking about it. I was like, man, you know, I didn't have nothing to do with that. I just told you I was stepping away. And he was like, yeah, but I finally saw it and it was finally getting to me. The motherfuckers thinking I'm a hypocrite. I said, hey, bro, it is what it is. And that's why I said when Kev started coming at me personally, I was like, bro, for 2 months I was coming to your life. We wasn't talking about what's making you mad now? Because Rick got a body. So when y'all say, oh, is it because with this child stuff, I stepped away from B's and H's. So you don't think that I'm gonna have an issue with the kid thing now? Like that's why I'm like, yeah, it don't even make sense what y'all are saying.
But you didn't.
Because I believed him. Okay. Because he had no reason to lie to me. I believe my friends. Anything, if you my friend, I'm never gonna lie to you, so you shouldn't lie to me, no matter how bad it is. If you truly my friend, you have no reason to lie to me. So if you tell me something is what it is, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. And I'm not gonna go behind your back and research your name. I'm not doing that. Because if I gotta do that, I might as well tell you in your face, I don't believe what you're saying. I gotta go double check. If you are really a friend and you look your friend in the face and tell them, I don't really believe what you're saying, so I need to go double check. But if I tell you, oh, okay, man, I hope that shit work, then that means I'm going to trust what you're saying, and I'm not going to go behind your back and research you. That's not a friend to me. If you don't believe me, tell me in my face you don't believe me, and then go research me. And I'm cool with that.
This is just a loop-de-loop, because at the same time that people are questioning him, it's the same time that people are still supporting him. So what do y'all want? What do the people want? Because it's not making no sense. It's not making
sense. You can't be that naive. You can't be that naive. No, it's just me being a friend. I'm not going to believe. I don't know Kiana. I don't know anything about her. Kevin didn't go into detail. So and the thing is, see, Anna, y'all invested in TikTok. I'm not. I run companies, so my thing is I was hardly on TikTok anyway, I just supported them. So I don't need to be investigating something that's happened on social media, on TikTok between Kev and another woman. I'm not that heavily invested in it at that time, because it sounded like just 2 people bickering and arguing, and there was nothing mentioned about paperwork. She had proof. Only thing Kev told me is that she was saying this and that he was going to sue her for defamation of character. So if a man tell me he finna sue somebody for defamation of character, that means he finna stand on business, because they lying on you. Because the only way I'm gonna sue a motherfucker is that they really lying on me, and I stand on it. So when he told me he was suing Kiana, Susu, and HB, I figured, okay, he must be telling the truth. So what am I supposed to do?
But you wasting your time.
I'll be damned.
No, for real, you wasting his time.
Slim, not you come back on another page, and I don't even know it's your ass. Y'all getting on my nerves with this shit.
Oh, I ain't think you wouldn't know. It's my name. It's still like you should know.
What is amazing to me is that we're hearing charges that's about one person, but we also trying to blame 2 other people for somebody else's shit that they did. That's what we gonna clock at this moment, is how the fuck are we mad at 2 other people about somebody else's fucking charges? It's the craziest motherfucking shit that I'm watching and seeing at this moment. It's crazy work.
That's what Mr. Chuck do. That's what Mr. Chuck do.
I don't understand this. So they're at fault for something that this other individual did is crazy. Why are we discussing whether they knew it or if they didn't know it? At the end of the day, we have it. For the haters are saying right now, she's still over there. So what is the problem, y'all?
Right.
Because I'm trying to figure out how the fuck are we blaming 2 men for another man's actions? It's crazy.
Missy Tyke don't care about truth. They only care about what narrative is good.
And for me, again, I said on TikTok, I never know on this message side what's the truth and what's not the truth. Because, if we're going to talk about it, let's really talk about it. People supported Slim when there's been allegations of him with a child or whatever, and people still supported him. He's still right here rocking. And we don't know the full details of him neither. So that's what I'm saying.
We don't know the full details of who?
Of what Slim did.
Oh,
That's what I wanted to tell.
But we want to know the details of what Slim did as a minor?
No, it's not even that. It's just like
I'm confused. Please break it down because I'm
somebody
lost.
like Slim onto the team, Empress, it's kind of like it negates everything. Bitch, you're a SA'er talking about the next motherfucker SA'ing. Bitch, you're the wrong messenger. So it's like Slim doesn't have any dog in the fight. Bitch, he can't tell nobody what to do. East Texas, Rick and Nitra, we was good. We could have rocked out with that. Bitch, you add Slim in there. Bitch, it's the pot calling the kettle. Black, orange, and blue.
how is that true?
Oh,
No. Fuck that. How is that true?
Because you abused that 15-year-old ass little boy. You know what the fuck you did.
So we were 15. If both of us was 15, with them.
The fuck if you was 15, he was 14, bitch. I don't give a fuck if y'all was both kids, bitch. You know you did wrong playing house, making that little boy the mama hoe.
Yeah, I was introduced to that shit. What?
If you was introduced, bitch,
What
then that
got
mean
you-
you had to
what-
do the
what
next thing
got
to the
you-
next
what got
person, you
you to believe
motherfucking
that, though?
SA'er. Fuck you, bitch. And sorry, Empress, let me slow down.
Please.
What got you to where you at though? You came out, know what I'm saying?
I just got out the shower and I'm fresh, locked and loaded. Bitch, I'm over you, you fuck boy. Bitch, you tried it earlier, ho. You better be glad I'm not gonna drag that baby of yours on her panel.
Please, I
bitch,
don't.
when I'm gonna kick them out,
Do it
I'ma
where
have
you want to
some
do
choice
it.
words.
It ain't gonna do nothing to me.
Bitch, you talk about you was introduced to sexually assaulting somebody, and bitch, you sexually assaulted the next motherfucker. Now you on TikTok talking about Kev the comic doing the same thing that you did. Bitch, fuck you. Miss Lovely down there running her mouth. Miss Lovely, you know I love you. Miss Lovely down there running her fucking mouth about Black Pennywise, talking about her supporting Kev, when bitch, she down there talking about he was a child. Bitch, you can't be mad at motherfucking him or her for supporting Kev when you supporting Slim, who do the same shit. That's what the fuck
You
I'm talking
can't
about.
say support Slim.
Y'all gonna have to. Let me just, because this is going too far. Because
Empress,
you see one way, Braden, I don't, because I see minors. I don't see an adult. I don't see an adult who knows, even though I'm saying that children also know, but I'm seeing an adult. But I also, you feel like, hey, you should have been doing that at this age too. I get it, because I don't know how old this little boy is. So that'll change the diameter for me. If you was 15 years old and this child is 5 or 6.